And a very, very warm welcome to Cold Water Spout. I'm Ben O'Leary.
And I'm Dave O'Leary.
And we are going to spend the next little while sitting in our brand new premises of the Silver Cockatoo, and we're going to talk absolute nonsense, David, aren't we?
We are indeed, yes.
We excel at nonsense. What's coming up in the show?
Well, we're going to talk to our friend over in Sweden, AC Wallin, about his new album, which is coming out, called Useless Heart.
Okay, he's our featured artist this week, isn't he?
That's right. I want to talk about wrestling as well, because there's a few little stories that go along with that. We've got something from the Vaults.
That's the Don't Drink the Water Vaults.
Yeah, an old track, Blackwater Strand.
Nice, my favourite.
I'd like to know if you ever stood next to anybody famous in a queue.
In a queue, yep. So strap yourselves in.
Yeah. You can also let me know, what's your greatest pickup line? When you meet a nice girl, what do you say to her?
Yep, I've got one of those.
Yeah.
I've got one of those. It's not my own, but I'm claiming it.
Okay.
All that's coming up.
Nice cup of coffee.
Yeah, keep us awake, won't it? So, shall I tell you what happened to me the other week?
Yeah, go on then. Yeah.
Now, bought a new cooker. Old cooker went out the window.
Right.
Went up the pictures, and it's a range cooker, big heavy thing. Cast iron.
Yeah, it was converted from a Centurion tank, wasn't it?
I think it was, or a Sherman, something like that.
Yeah.
A Chieftain, and where I live, there's a healthy market in putting stuff out on the pavement, gone in 60 seconds. I think they made a film about it. That does include cars as well. And so we put the cooker, or we didn't put it out the front. No, because it's just too heavy. 4 of us lifted it. 4 men lifted it, put it about 2 feet outside the back door.
Okay.
Now we've got a drive that comes around the side of the house, so it was okay. But the metal guys come round with their speaker, and he's pulled up and he's gone past, and I've shot out the front.
I thought they were selling strawberries. It's
Oh, you've heard that? Yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly how it sounds. Yeah, and these two guys, I've flagged them down because they've got eyes in the back of their head. They can see a flag at 1,000 metres. So they've stopped, and a fairly elderly gentleman, clearly north of 70, and his son, but his son was perhaps only in his 20s.
Yeah.
And he jumped out, the father jumped out first, said, "What can we get you, mate?" And I said, "I've got a cooker, but it's round the back, it's really heavy, it's a range cooker." It's like a Argo Range Master thing. It's a heavy
14 burner.
yeah. I mean, you don't know whether it's a cook for a family of 4 or for a hotel. It's a bloody great thing. Anyway, so these guys have come round the back, and I've said it's heavy, lads. And I've looked at them and I've clocked them, and they've got the uniform on, and I love the rag and bone uniform, which is, as you know,
go on then,
tracksuit bottoms, cotton dress shirt, tracksuit bottoms, black leather slip-ons.
Nice.
It's just the perfect. But they were both wearing it, so it's clearly the father's clearly handed down the dress code. The shirt has obviously got to be absolutely filthy.
Not steel toe-capped slip-ons.
No. I mean, these were not your upper echelon scrap merchants. These were. I think they might call themselves middle of the road.
No, startups.
Yeah, I mean, they might have had Blakey's on, metal on them somewhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, they've come on, and I said to them, "It's really heavy. This cooker is really." And I've just stood there with my hands on my hips, watching them try and get this cooker onto what would only be described as an IKEA sack barrow for moving, flat pack furniture, bedside tables and things. But the father wouldn't let it go. He could see the value in this thing.
So what's the son doing?
The son kept saying it's too heavy. He kept, it's too heavy, Dad. And the dad kept saying,
Dad, come away.
He was going, "It's all right, son. It's fine." He kept trying to reassure me, "Don't worry, mate. This is as good as gone."
You could go in if you like.
Yeah, exactly that. He wanted me to just piss off because they were going to start arguing because it weighed a ton. It was so heavy. Anyway, they've got it scraping and dragging it across the driveway onto the pavement, and I followed them. This has taken quarter of an hour to get here, and I've got to my gate, and I've gone, cheers then, lads, and I've just closed the gate and left them a foot outside the gate, knowing that their pickup is about 50 feet down the road. The bloke's going, it's all right, and the kid's going swimming down I can see the funny side while it's happening. It's not just thinking back. I'm thinking, this is gold. This is. Yeah. And the shoes were taking a hammering because they were slipping and sliding. The old man was sweating and scratching. He was going to have the paint off that, you know. Well, of course, I've come in and because I want, it's time to leave them alone. Let them do their job. So I've come in, but of course, what do? You look out the window and watch them do it. It's better than the telly. It's a spectator sport. So I'm watching them out the window, and I've even got bored because they are making such slow progress. Yeah. And I, with no word of a lie, within half an hour, I've looked back out, and they haven't got it on the van yet. They've got it to the van, but now they're realising that this 5 foot high van is a pickup. It's just a bridge too far. But when I look back, it wasn't only on the van, it was on top of the scrap on the van. It was really high. Oh, so I've been, it's pure entertainment. It was fantastic. And that, of course, that explains why they've got such filthy shirts on, because they must sweat like mad.
Eventually they did get it on though.
They got it on, but I never saw how they did it. But it must have gone on, certainly on one of their backs.
Yeah,
you know,
drove away on 2 wheels.
Almost, yeah, almost. So, have you got anything happened to you since last time?
Not really. I mean, I did the other day at breakfast. I thought I'd have a cream cracker,
right,
with some Marmite on it.
Okay.
And I was just going to eat it, and it snapped. Now, have you ever had a cream cracker go on you?
Yeah, it never goes gently, does it?
It frightened the life out of me.
So, cracker jump.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
I'll tell you what I did see the other day. It was an advert. It came through the door. It was a leaflet.
Yeah.
For artificial grass.
Yep, seen
and
them.
It said, for all your artificial grass needs.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that's a list.
Yeah,
that's
like you do, like your needs for your garden or whatever, you know. Yeah. And you think, well,
American football team, they need to run about on it.
So, what would your artificial grass needs be?
Yeah, get in touch with the show.
Yeah, it's like sort of. Like,
well, I need to have a barbecue.
Shall we get some? You know, I mean, Jeff and Barbara, they've had the stairs and landing done with it. It looks lovely. You know?
Exactly. Look at the pile on it.
It's a strange thing to put on it, isn't it?
It's just, imagine having a barbecue on it and then a bit of charcoal falling out. It would burn it, wouldn't it? Put a black mark on it. The thing is,
if it's an artificial lawn, isn't it? What other need would it be?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I need it. My artificial turf needs are to cover up the mud in my garden. That's what, and surely that's the only point.
You don't want to mow it, do you?
Exactly. Although it's getting more popular, I must say. Yeah. Arc at us, it's like Percy Thrower's question time in here now, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, gardening tips.
Gardening tips, yeah. Well, it's the right season for it, isn't it? Being May and all.
Yeah.
I remember as well. I got locked out of the house once.
Oh.
Just as a quickie that I've just thought of. I got locked out of the house. And the reason I've thought of this is because I was around my mate's house the other week, and his glass in his back door was broken. And I said to him, "Why is that broken?" And he said, "I got locked out." I said, "Well, there's no actual hole in it. It's just broken." He said, "Yeah, in a fury at being locked out at my back door, I headbutted it." And just lost it and headbutted it. Yeah. And I said, well, you can clearly see where your head has struck, you know, that sort of star-shaped splintering crack in the glass. But why is there another one 2 feet lower?
Yeah.
He said, because it hurt so much, I dropped to my knees, but I still nutted the window again, and that's why there was two different like smash marks on the glass.
Yeah, consistent. I suppose,
yeah, it was, but of course, he didn't get in that way.
Impetuous.
Yeah, impetuous. Yeah. So anyway,
right. Now, what about this thing? We want to talk about something about. I think we had on the list something about famous people in a queue.
People you've been in a queue. Yeah, you've either met them in a queue, you've been aware of them in a queue, or you've been in a queue and they've walked past or something like that.
So you can, our listener can let us know, can't they? Really?
Yeah,
What's happened to them?
Yeah, I think this has got legs. This one because I've got a couple of my own actually. The first one I'm going to go with, which is I'm pretty pleased with. I was at Glastonbury in 1992. Yeah. And I was queuing for lemonade. Yeah. This is a double hander. This one. This is a double barrel one. Yeah. Yeah. None other than Andy Kershaw, the DJ. Yeah. With his mate. Yeah. John Peel.
Oh right. Oh.
Directly in front.
That qualifies.
Yeah. That is a genuine get in there. One, so I know that those, and bless him, when he was alive, John Peel drank homemade lemonade made in Somerset at Glastonbury in 92.
Oh right. Okay. Yeah.
I have got another one. I was in a chip shop in Bedford.
Oh.
Yeah. See, racy. This is heady stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there is a leviathan of a man in front of me, a giant. Yeah. And I'm just not really paying attention, I'm kind of realised that I'm looking at the small of his back rather than the back of his head, even though I'm behind him. Yeah. And he's enormous. Yeah. And I'm thinking, he's got to be some sort of boxer or fighter of some sort. And I've looked at his hands and they were all scuffed and calloused, knuckles and so on. Yeah. And I couldn't put a name to the face.
Not Alan Titchmarsh.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't. I mean, it could have been. Yeah. It was that sort of height. Yeah. And I've been served by the woman. Yeah. Yeah. And I said
salt and vinegar.
All that. Yeah. And she said, I said, you've got to tell me who was that? And she went, it was Matt Skelton, the boxer. He comes in every Friday. And I was on the Bromham Road chip shop in Bedford. Yeah. Because he's a Bedford boy, isn't he?
He is indeed, yeah. He came, I was at a funeral and he came to a funeral, I remember now. You mentioned that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's a massive guy. Yeah. He was a good fighter, he's had some good fights. But anyway, he was another one.
Yeah. I've not had so much as in a queue as such. I did go in a paper shop, it was sort of fairly local to me. I walked along there and there was a really nice Rolls Royce outside. Right. Parked on double yellows. Yeah. And when I went in, who was in there buying a packet of fags was an old film star, but he went long dead. He used to be in a lot of black and white films, and a guy called Wilfred Hyde White.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
With his Homburg hat,
Okay.
He specialised in playing vicars and things. I think he was in like a Two-Way Stretch and films like that with Peter Sellers and that. Yeah. And he was in there. And then, strangely enough, about a week later, I pulled into a garage on the other side of the road, and I gets me handle out, and on the other pump on the other side, filling his car up, was Patrick Moore. The guy, the star guy
with the monocle.
Yeah.
Did he have it in when he was doing the petrol?
He did. Yeah.
He didn't. Yeah. Did he really?
Yeah.
Was he wearing a suit?
He was wearing a suit, a baggy suit. He's quite a big guy.
Did he have 2 beaters for a glockenspiel in his back pocket?
No, no roof rack, nothing like that.
Because he was a Glock player, wasn't he? Yeah, he was a good glockenspiel player or something. Yeah.
But I've seen a few over the years, people, out and about.
Yeah, that's good.
But I haven't been actually in a queue with them,
Yeah, no, I've got more. I've got more. I've clearly spent a lot of time queuing.
Reel them off.
I was at Terminal 5 at Heathrow, waiting to get on a plane for the States. Yeah. And you have to sort of virtually strip off to go anywhere now, don't you? Mm-hmm. Take your shoes off and your bloody jacket and all the rest of it, your belt and that. And just before I do this, I sort of just turn round, and this was about 5 years ago, and it was the actor from To the Manor Born and The Irish RM and Only When I Laugh, Peter Bowles.
Oh yes, of the moustache,
the mustachioed fame. Yeah. Do you know what? He looks exactly like he does on the TV. Now, that sounds stupid, but he was wearing an immaculate tweed suit with a waistcoat, and I think he even had a chain for a watch, fob watch. Yeah. Beautiful brown leather, calf tan leather brogues. Yeah. 6 foot something, huge guy, thin. Yeah. but I felt a bit intimidated by him because I just felt so underdressed.
He's posh, isn't he?
Yeah, he exudes posh. Yeah. And but then, of course, when you when I turn around again, he's got those shoes on. His coat's off. It's all in the basket with the rest of us.
Yeah, I did have an encounter similar to that when I was in London, just off Savile Row.
Oh yeah,
Savile Row, Bond Street. I can't remember. Anyway, where the Apple offices were. Yeah,
Apple Core. You're talking about the real Apple, not the computer company, aren't you?
Yeah. And who gets off a bus? But not only St Paul. But he wasn't Sir Paul then. He was just plain old Paul McCartney.
He was just plain old Paul McCartney.
Yeah, and after recognising a few people, seeing that a few people, he had a newspaper in front of his face. He put a newspaper down and just said hello, because he.
That's kind of cool, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but he did have that baggy pinstripe suit on that he's got on Abbey Road.
The cover on the cover there.
He had that one on. Yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Did he have any shoes on?
and he hiked on down towards the office.
Towards the Apple Course office. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I can't top that. Yeah. I've got another one, but it's a bit deflated now.
Okay.
But I was in a Marks and Spencer's food hall in Milton Keynes.
Yeah.
And I was behind this particular footballer and his wife.
Oh, yes.
Now, he's not a big star. He's on radio, Talk Sport now in the mornings, on the weekends. Yeah. And it was Tony Cascarino.
Oh, yeah. Big Tony.
Millwall, Chelsea, that sort of thing. Yeah. Now, that means not very much to me. But he was an Ireland player, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Played for Ireland, so in the Italia 90. Yeah. So it was nice to just sort of say, hello, Tony, and him go, all right, as he's putting his eggs in his basket and whatever. So you feel a bit intrusive, really, speaking to them. It's kind of not fair, isn't it? They're trying to just put their shopping away, Yeah. I regret getting him to sign me bare chest now, really, with a magic marker. But, you have to do these things when you get the chance, don't you?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Well, that's what. Cool. A lot's happened to us since last time, then.
Yeah, hasn't it? Yeah. The other thing is, what's this business of when you hear a record on the radio?
Yep.
Song on the radio.
Yep. Excuse me.
And it just does something to you.
Yeah.
You cannot stand it.
Yep. I know the feeling well.
It's not necessarily a bad song.
No.
But it's just something that it just grates on you.
I've got one that makes me feel sick,
right?
And the same song makes me feel angry because I hate it so much.
What you got then? What you got?
And people listening to this who know me will know what I'm going to say because I've made no secret of this.
Okay, yeah.
And it's through no fault of their own, these guys, because it's a perfectly good song, but the hairs on my neck are standing. I'm so annoyed. Yeah. It's In the Summertime by Mungo Jerry.
Yeah.
As soon as it starts, that I just want to kill the radio, destroy the record. It drives me to distraction. Yeah. I hate it. Have you got one that winds you up? I mean, this list could go on for days, couldn't it? But what you got?
Well, I mean, we have got to cut things short. We could go on forever, couldn't we? MacArthur Park, Richard Harris.
Yeah.
What was that? What was that all about the cake?
Is it a film
I've
song?
lost the recipe. I won't be able to make it again. I mean, Richard, no! What on earth was he thinking?
Yeah, bad. It's a bad one. It's never made me turn the radio off, but I completely see. I'm not going to call them lyrics.
The other one that came into my mind when I was thinking about this the other day. Another thing that certain artists, quite well known, have a lot of their work covered.
Yeah.
But this song, I don't think anybody's ever covered it.
I can guess what this is going to be. Did it begin with H?
No.
Oh, okay. Go on.
Bowie. Laughing Gnome.
What, people cover that? Do they?
No.
They don't?
Nobody ever talks about it. The Bowie fans never mention it, do they?
No, because it's shite. Yeah.
What was he thinking about then?
Well, yeah.
What was all that about?
Yeah. Does it get a lot of airplay, though, thankfully?
I've never heard it since the day it was...
No, but you are right, David Bowie fans.
It's such annoying, isn't it?
They
with that funny pinky and perky voices on it.
Yeah, it's
and the lyrics.
Yeah, it's Bowie fans are mad on him, aren't they? He can walk on water.
Of course, yeah. But then none of them mention this.
But that's never written on the back of a jacket, is it?
No.
No, you're right.
That song from Carousel is another one that winds me up. That You'll Never Walk Alone. I don't like musicals.
No, I don't.
So
no,
it's.
I do believe a rather parochial football club has adopted that as well, haven't they?
There is. Anything produced on a laptop that's never been near an instrument.
Yeah,
that won't do for me.
No, no. But then again, I guess you're not a Radio 1 demographic.
No,
it's not neither am I.
There's Kraftwerk.
Yeah,
Phantom and the Opera. I could go on.
Well, I've got one song that is a proper song, actually. And if you listen to the two, this is not a million miles. I've just realised, not a million miles away from the Mungo Jerry's In the Summertime.
Yeah.
It's got banjo on it.
Yeah.
It's arguably slightly, in inverted commas, folky.
Yeah.
This record annoys me because it's catchy.
Yeah.
But it also has a good side, which I'll come on to, and that is Come On Eileen by Dexys Midnight Runners.
It's a good sound.
It's a good song.
Yeah.
It's a good sound. It's not Dexys Midnight Runners that used to be with Gino and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And There, My Dear, all that sort of ska stuff, which was brilliant.
Yeah.
And then they went quiet for a while and came back and did this, and it was all like, well, where's the sort of woolly hats gone? And now you're wearing dungarees turned up, nothing on your feet.
Yeah.
It's kind of different.
Yes. Yeah.
Now the song, because it's so catchy, it annoys me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But way back when I used to do discos, it had a good side to it, because you never played that song before, say, 11:30, because there's no point. Everybody's just getting to know each other and having starting to have a drink and a chat. And that. Yeah. Of course, by 11:30, but you got any Dexys? And they don't mean have you got any Dexys, because they don't want Gino, do they?
No.
They want Come On Eileen, and the place goes mad. But it always meant though that you've only got perhaps half hour left to do, and you're kind of done.
Yeah.
But
it's just the significance of it.
It is.
Yeah.
But I was having a little what I can only term as a power nap the other day, and it came on the radio and it woke me up. But before it woke me up, it annoyed me.
Right.
It made me dream about it first, and I was annoyed before I was awake.
I mean, I don't think, from my point of view, I don't think the Beatles have escaped.
They're not
some of these.
Yeah.
things,
Okay. Well, Yellow Submarine is pretty high on the list of catchy but annoying.
Yeah. Revolution Number 9.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. That's pushing it, isn't it?
I mean, I think I've played my Stockhausen album more than
often.
I've listened to Revolution Number 9.
Well said.
The Long and Winding Road. What?
You're not having that?
Oh,
you're not having that? No.
Instant Karma.
You do know you've seen the Beatles twice, don't you?
Ebony and Ivory.
Yeah,
and they were brilliant. Yeah.
Although that was heyday stuff, weren't it?
That was Ticket to Ride. Yeah, I mean, it was, 65.
Yeah.
Muller Kintyre.
Yeah, although you're now on the sort of there's a popular opinion, isn't there, that McCartney's not done a decent song since the Beatles split up.
Yeah.
Frog chorus and
Band
all that
on the
sort
Run
of thing.
was brilliant though.
Yeah, that's true.
Brilliant
Good album
and
cover
the first
as
one,
well.
I enjoyed the first one.
That was
himself.
The Highway. What's the Rose?
No, the first
Highway.
one was just McCartney, I think.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
okay.
Bowl of cherries on the front.
Oh, I see. I'm thinking of the one where he's got a rose in his mouth.
Yeah, but these are. I hasten to add to my listener. They're purely personal to me.
Exactly. But if anybody wants to contribute,
if you love them Laughing Gnome, I wouldn't hold it against you.
No, it's all subjective, isn't it? Exactly. But if anybody wants to chip in with some of these, we'll read some out next week.
Yeah.
As you may know, some of you, if you put this through your TV on YouTube, there's a video that goes with it. So the ways of getting hold of us are on your video, if you like. But if not, you can get in touch through Twitter at Cold Water Spout, or you can email us at ddtwmusic@gmail.com, or you can get through on Instagram, which is DDTW official, and the DDTW stands for Don't Drink the Water, which is the band obviously Dave and I are in. Good. Right, now moving on, sir. Are we going to talk about our featured artist?
We are, yeah.
I think we should.
As we talked about music, I mean, we had a good rehearsal last night.
We did, in this very Silver Cockatoo building.
Yes, it was very enjoyable. I immensely loved it.
It was good. We recorded a lot of sort of vocal harmonies and things, didn't we, last night? Did some homework.
Yeah.
Just three of the band. Yeah. It was me, you and Andy, wasn't it, last night? Yeah. But it worked very well.
New songs tend to do something different when you play them with other people, you know. So watch this space.
Yeah, definitely. So, and that's why, because we've got work in progress,
Yeah.
then we're going to the vaults for our own stuff, aren't we?
Yeah,
In a little while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
So, what can you tell me about Sweden's very own AC Wallin, David?
What I can tell you, he's got a new album out that you can get your little fingers on, called Useless Heart. He's based in Sweden.
He is, yeah, that's right.
He was previously in a duo. It was kind of blues orientated sort of stuff, folky type of thing. But this one is a sort of a bit of a departure for him, where he's doing a solo thing. He's got the influences, I suppose, are more country than he's been doing before.
Yeah, he's done like punk and rock and roll and stuff before, but he said that people have said to him, "You've got a little bit of a sprinkling of folk in there. You can't fight it. You know, you've got a bit of that going on, even though he was in a punk band or whatever."
Yeah, I mean, the song that we're going to play is the title track, "Useless Heart."
Useless Heart, yeah.
I thought this has got that sort of. It sounds as it's like, you know, people sitting on the front porch.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's got that sort of got that feel to it, and it's a song basically. I think he's just saying, just when you need a good woman, she can't be there. She's can't be relying on. I think he's been wronged.
He's been wronged, yeah. Well, he's over 20, so he that's how it is, isn't it? That's how it works.
There's a little bit of life experiences spattered in his work as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is about what he's about, I suppose.
Yeah, and people that pass through his life, that sort of thing. Yeah. Well, shall we have a little listen?
Let's have a listen.
Let's have a
Useless Heart.
Two-time loser, but a third time charm. I'm counting on you now, useless heart, but you fall apart. You run and hide, take the easy way out. Well, I had my chance, but you blew them all. Oh, you never done nothing for me, useless heart. No, you fall apart. You run and hide, take the easy way out. Well, I know you can't be trusted, 'cause you're nothing but a coward. And you don't have the nerve to let down your guard, to open up and show someone who you really are. That's too tough for you, useless heart. Well, fate was called, but love was in the cards, but you never took a shot. Now useless heart, no, you fall apart. You run and hide, take the easy way out. When I need you to be tender, when I need you to be strong, when I need you to be brave, you just rather cut and run. To let someone get close to you with love and open arms, that's too tough for you, useless heart.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that was AC Wallin's first single, which was Useless Heart.
Foot tapping.
Well, what are we thinking about that then?
I think it's good. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah.
I think it's good. Yeah, it had my foot tapping. I like the picking style.
I do, yeah. You know what I mean about that front porch kind of feel? It's like, it's pretty laid back sort of thing, and it's got some interesting sounds in it, you know. That sort of I don't know, it's almost like a slide sort of sound.
Yeah, yeah, and I like the fact that when the lead break comes in, it's not a million notes. It's just that melody played with a bit of slide and that. I thought it was really nice.
Yeah. So good luck with that one, AC. Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah. So that if you want to see or hear a little bit more, he's on Spotify and Bandcamp and YouTube and so on. But the easiest way to sort of catch on to AC Wallin's music is, I guess, on his Facebook page, which is simply the AC and then Wallin, and Wallin is WALLIN, and that's it. So good luck.
Give him a knock.
Give him a knock.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to our vault, because we have got nothing new this week, have we? With Don't Drink the Water.
Yes.
So we've plumbed depths, haven't we?
Well, pick something out that people might like. I don't know what you got in there.
Well, what I've picked is a song that I think is one of my favourite songs you've ever written.
Oh.
Now, that doesn't make it the best song,
No.
but it makes it one of my favourite songs.
Right, okay, yeah.
I like a lot of the references in it. Yeah. I like the fact that it's got a sort of an undercurrent of like back home and
famine.
and but roots and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it was recorded in a sort of in a studio with a guy that we've not seen since. A real lovely guy. Was his name Dave, Derek, something like that? It was a long time ago now. It was about probably over 10 years ago. And it was a really nice guy. He worked with like youths, didn't he?
Yeah.
He made music for sort of young people and that. He was sort of like a community sort of project, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So really nice sort of.
Yeah, it's funny because I've had a few people say, "Oh, I really like that song." That Blackwater Strand. I just like it.
Yeah.
I think, I'm really nice of you to say so.
Yeah, and you got it on a CD that was made at the time.
Yeah.
And I just thought I'm going to pick that one. So that's what we've gone with. All right.
Yeah.
So
give it a spin.
As I lay dreaming on Blackwater Strand, I felt Cuchulain's ancient hand, and the ghost of my sweetheart bids me adieu. A breath like a jewel in the sweet morning dew. Stones I tread with feet of clay, these bones will sail upon sacred spray. In standing stones her spirit cries, beneath the myth her sweet body lies. As I lay dreaming upon Blackwater Strand, I felt Cuchulain's ancient hand, and the ghost of my sweetheart bids me adieu. A breath like a jewel in the sweet morning dew. 1847 came and blackened my land. I took my only true love by the hand, and below in the valley the bitten will soar, and carry my sorrow across sad Erin shore. As I lay dreaming upon Blackwater Strand, I felt Cuchulain's ancient hand, and the ghost of my sweetheart bids me adieu. A breath like a jewel in the sweet morning dew. did bend from Trevelyan's reign, and the Angelus bell will sound your name. In grace I'll let your fair head rest on yonder mountain's snowy crest. As I lay dreaming upon Blackwater strand, I felt Cuchulain's ancient hand, and the ghost of my sweetheart bids me adieu. A breath like a dew in the sweet morning dew.
There we have it.
Yes.
So that I bet that's been a long time since you've heard that.
It's been years since
I
I've
bet
heard
it
that.
has. I thought to myself,
yeah.
I bet he's not heard this
I haven't,
for
no,
bloody
yeah.
years.
No,
Because that song has got to be at least 10 years old.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
It could even be 15 years old. It's years old.
Yeah.
But I just like the feel of it. It's a departure, and the guy that produced
yeah.
it, putting that sort of flute sounds on it, and that it was like, go on then, let's see what it sounds like, and it was just something different, and I just really liked the way it sounded there. You know,
First take type thing.
It was just a nice song, and I just thought, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into the vaults, and I'm going to find that, and that's what I've done. So
when we were talking earlier about songs you hate,
you're not, go on,
bands.
Yeah.
Have you ever come across the Shags?
I don't think so. No.
They were groomed to do two girls. They were groomed by their dad to be a major influence in the music business.
What sort of decade?
I don't know. 70s.
I don't know. No, don't know.
They've got
Shags.
The
And they were a
Shags.
female duo.
Yeah.
Christ,
Yeah.
they've
He
got
bought
no
them-
shame, have they?
Bought them a guitar each. He said, "Right, where you go on."
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I think might have been three of them.
I guess he's seen the Jacksons and thought, I'm going to do that with my girls.
That's what it
yeah,
was.
that's
That's what it was about. Yeah.
That's disgraceful.
And they made an album, and he I think he pressed 1,000 copies.
Yeah, which
And
in those
nobody
days would have been expensive.
Nobody really knows what happened to them. I think there's still some available around the globe, odd copies of this
Right,
album,
yeah.
But it has the dubious honour of being probably the worst album ever recorded.
Is it?
Yeah,
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah. I have heard some of it. I know it's not as bad as people think.
You didn't buy it, did
No,
you?
this is like punk before anybody ever thought about it.
Okay. So like chucking a drum kit down a staircase.
Yeah, but this is punk with no idea.
Oh right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it is honestly terrible.
well, do you think it's a classic case of? Well, I should quote our man Roger Daltrey, right?
Yeah.
Back in the 60s,
Yeah.
you'd form a band.
Yeah.
But you only got somewhere if somebody other than your relations said you were any good.
Yeah.
Whereas now, of course, everybody's kicked up the arse, put on a stage and said, my little girl can sing nursery rhymes, real beautiful, got a voice of an angel. Do you think that's just a classic case of that?
It is. It's probably the first. Yeah.
The first example of it,
that's come to fruition
and
in
that
an album.
Simon Cowell has made millions out of people doing just that, hasn't he?
What was it? That's like the Steve Earle quote, isn't it?
The Steve Earle quote is something like, the best thing about computers now is that anyone can make an album. Yeah. And the worst thing about computers now is anyone can make an album.
Yeah.
And he's right, isn't he?
Yeah. Wallop.
I'd say that up the gizzards.
That's it. Yeah. I just thought I'd throw that in.
I like that. Yeah, that's good.
I was reading about Graham Parsons' dad.
Were you? Yeah.
Yeah, because they were rich, weren't they?
I don't know.
Yeah, he was a rich kid, yeah.
Was it? Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right.
Coon Dog Connor. That was his name.
I thought he was in here for a minute.
That's what he was known as.
Was he?
Yeah. He shot himself.
Yeah, I knew that. That's all I did know, really, if I'm honest. Yeah. Is that it?
That's it, yeah.
I've got one of them. I've started watching the telly standing up.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got quite into it.
Since the bailiffs have been
Yeah, it's so undignified. Sitting on a deck chair in the living room.
Right, you've got to pick one object that I can leave with you. I'll keep the telly, please.
I'll keep the telly. I've made a shelf. We might as well have something on it. I've started. I watched some football on it and got more engrossed in the game because I was sort of, when you've run and you're tired and you put your hands on your knees. Yeah. I watched about 20 minutes of a football match like that. Right. With my face only about 2 feet from the screen of a sort of a 50-inch screen.
Like to be on this pitch with
It was as if I was with them. I was trying to catch the offside trap and all sorts. You sway around a lot.
Yeah, I bet
it's a bit addictive. And I've started doing sort of playing around with different stances.
Yeah.
I'm calling them action stances.
Okay, yeah.
And so if it's a sporty one, I'll emulate some of the things that they do. If it's football, I might stand in a certain jaunty way.
Yeah.
But if it's like a murder mystery, whodunit or something, I might have my arms folded, scratching my chin as if I'm in there with them. Put 2 feet sticking out of a curtain. Yeah, that sort of thing. And I like to try and change how I stand by what I'm watching.
I know exactly what you mean by that. My dad used to listen to boxing on the radio.
Yeah.
Years ago.
Yeah.
And fighters. Remember Joe Bugner?
Bedford boy. Bedford boy.
Yeah. We went down the Newnham track one year. It was sports day.
Yeah.
And they said to him, "Go on, Joe, have a go with the javelin."
Discus. He was a discus thrower.
Yeah, but he threw a javelin.
Did it? Oh, okay. Yeah.
All schools record, one throw.
In one go?
Broke it, yeah.
Really?
Well, he was like 2 foot bigger than anybody else.
Yeah, he's a Hungarian refugee, weren't he?
Yeah.
And,
but I digress.
Yeah.
My dad used to listen to boxing on the radio.
Yeah.
But you didn't need to listen to the radio. You could just watch him because he was in the ring with them, throwing the punches, doing a bit of a right cross and a left hook, He was totally engrossed in it.
I love that.
Eating dolly meat.
By the armful. Yeah, he liked sweets, didn't he? Yeah.
Dolly mixtures, ducking and bobbing and weaving it. Leaning back on the ropes and all that, My mother used to sit there and say, look at him. Look at him. Look on, look at him.
Do you know, I've got vague memories of being a young kid, seeing that. That. But I think it was the dolly mixtures that's just triggered it. banging them in, knowing that somebody's on the ropes and they're going to be, TKO soon or something like that.
Yeah, right, okay.
Now, I've got to go back to I can't remember if it was last episode or the episode before, when you had this revolutionary idea about the future of vehicle travel.
Yeah.
Now, your idea certainly had legs, which was mainly built for the pickup market, the trucks.
The eel-mobile.
Yeah. Come on, for eel the power.
That's it.
So you would put a load of electric eels, hundreds of them, in the back of a pickup, wire them up.
Wire them bad boys up.
Yep. And drive on them.
Yeah.
And then, what did I say? When you run out, hoy them into the bushes and get some more.
You drop them off at an eel point, and get another batch.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Well, I've had an idea that
you were talking about stopping up and eating them.
Yeah, you said you can't eat your fuel supply, which I hadn't thought that through. However, I've got an extension to this.
Okay,
I've had a thought, and I'll tell you what made me think of it. I go to Nottingham quite a bit, and Nottingham has been over the last 10 years, slowly being dug up. And tram tracks are being put back in.
Okay.
Clearly they were there whenever, and they're deciding to put them back in.
Yeah.
So it's been a real pain in the neck trying to get around Nottingham for years, but it's kind of done now. And I thought, basing it on the fact that there are now overhead lines, you had like a park and ride type service where you would drive to, let's say, Nottingham or Manchester and places like that, park your car on the outskirts, and then get on what is effectively just a Dodgem car. Yeah. 2 seats, but you could get 4-seater ones with a boot and stuff because you're going to buy stuff and bring it back to your car.
Yeah.
Because you've got the pole with the coat hanger on it or whatever, and instead of just the tram wires, you'd have maybe the chicken wire like you got at the fair, and that would be the way you got around.
Yeah, good idea.
And all you don't have parking wardens because you can't park these things. You just get off them and back on another one when you need it.
Yeah.
But people are going to get confused and not be able to do it properly.
Yeah.
So you have a team instead of traffic wardens because there's no parking anyway. You'd have a team of perhaps 40 for a city as big as Manchester, say.
Right.
Skinheads with oxblood Dr. Martens boots on.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that would always leap on the back when you didn't see them coming and turning the wheel for you. You know, the ones that would say to you, push pedal, turn your wheels, you know, all that.
No bumping.
Exactly. Oi, oi.
Yeah.
That sort of stopping unruly behaviour, stopping kids putting 6 people in instead of 4. They just patrol, but they're helping people. They're helpful skinheads.
Yeah.
But they've got to be skinheads because they're like the fairground workers. You've got to be the uniform is that, but the Oxblood DMs, and they'll stand on that rubber trim that goes around the bumper car. I just thought that had legs, that did, because they would work for perhaps minimum wage, those guys, because they've got the fare, so they've got an income. This would be just sort of during the winter maybe.
This has got legs.
I think it has. I really do. I just like the idea of them, you know, being able to just jump on and just say to the driver, you know, press pedal. Because if you turn the wheel the wrong way, it'll go backwards, won't it? Like they do.
Does, yeah.
You know?
It's got one sort of knobbly wheel in the front.
That's it. Yeah, they sort of swivel around, don't they?
I seem to remember some of them having the name written on the side, like Mary and Dolores.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, okay. Sort of friendly violence.
Yeah.
Really.
They got a funny sort of strap, a safety strap, weren't they? It was like a loop of
webbing.
Yeah, just put around your neck.
Yeah, it was. I know that I've done that, but just round my neck.
Yeah, it's sort of like a mobile scaffold. You know?
Yeah, it is. It is like some sort of electrified garrote.
That's it.
Yeah. So anyway, that was my. So if anybody else did have an idea on the future of travel, you can see that Dave and I are clearly onto something here.
Yeah.
You know, with eels and skinheads.
Yeah.
What have you got next? What are you going to tell me?
Well, I was thinking the other day about the wrestling.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm not talking about these Johnny Come Latelys.
No.
You know, these ones that are all
Hulk Hogan types.
Yeah.
No. Fly-by-nights.
This is when it used to be on the television every Saturday afternoon.
Kent Walton. He used to present it when I was a nipper.
What triggered it was there used to be a guy called the Great Antonio.
Okay.
He was a massive, a bit like Haystacks.
Okay.
Yeah. And I saw a film once when he was on, and he was in the ring with the bloke they called the Japanese Elvis, another wrestler.
Yakamoto or something?
No.
What, his name was the Japanese Elvis?
Inoki was his name, but he called himself the Japanese Elvis. Anyway, he got in the ring there, and this Elvis was drop kicking this fella, jumping around, springing off the ropes.
Yeah.
And he just stood there. It was like a colossus. He just bounced off him.
Right, yeah.
Anyway, he started doing all this kind of banging about and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, in the end, this Japanese guy, after all his effort...
Yeah, burned himself out a bit, had he?
He hadn't burned himself out. He got really annoyed. So the play acting, the dancing around, and all the rest of it, he got so annoyed. He just started slapping this guy with his open hand, around the face.
Yeah.
And in the end, knocked him down.
From slapping him around the face?
Slapped him, Okay. He
Okay.
went berserk. Anyway, and it was kind of called, he was beating everything out of him.
Yeah.
Anyway, in the end, he's collapsed, covered in blood on the floor, this big fat guy, this big...
Japanese,
Antonio,
Japanese Elvis.
And the Japanese Elvis is scuttling around the ring, I've won. I've done.
Because he's floored the big guy.
Yeah. But this is the sort of things you don't get. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, this guy, like a sheikh, comes, an Arab, dumps into the ring and starts administering to the pampering and
what, the guy down on the floor?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
sort of some sort of medicine
it's just
man.
the whole thing's just so bizarre. It's really odd, And that got me thinking about all these other guys, I mean, the king of these was Adrian Street.
Right.
I mean, perhaps a lot of people, older, younger people wouldn't have been.
No, I've not heard of him. No.
And he was a sort of a long blonde hair kind of guy. He was called the exotic one.
Okay.
And he would come into the ring.
Bit of a looker, was he?
Well, yeah, he used to have a lot of glitter makeup on and stuff like that. You know?
Okay.
It was a bit limp-wristed as a part of the act.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
Glam, I suppose.
He'd have his hair in pigtails.
Yeah, I know.
Just
yeah.
for the crack. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
And he'd come in and he'd dance around the old ropes and that, you know, throwing a couple of pliés and stuff like that, doing a bit of ballet, you know, and all this stuff. And then he'd jump on the opponents, you know, and start wrestling with them. But he would do things like if they got him in a lock and he couldn't move, he used to start kissing them. And they just drop him like a sack full of snakes. You know?
Nice,
Stuff like
good
that,
ploy.
You know?
Yeah. And that was his USP then, I guess,
that's
wasn't
right,
it?
Yeah, he's a pretty amazing bloke.
Who else you got?
He had he made records and stuff like that. He used to come into the ring with his own tunes. I think it was the sweet transvestite with a broken nose. That was one of his records.
Really? That's what it was called?
That's what his record. He made another one called Imagine What I Could Do to You.
Right.
And he would come in with a cloak on and stuff like, you know.
Yeah, okay.
He's one off. These guys are one off.
It's a forgettable name, though, isn't it? All that effort, and he's called Adrian Street.
Adrian Street, yeah. There's a few of them from back in the day. Jackie Pallow.
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Kendo Nagasaki.
Yeah, definitely heard of him.
Yeah, Dynamite Kid. Not so quite well known. Les Kellett. No, he's the man.
Yeah, I've heard of him as well.
Les Kellett. A little bit of a grey little fringe hanging over his face.
Right.
Looked like a schoolboy.
Right, yeah.
I think he must have. I mean, when wrestling, he looks as if he was about 60 odd, you know, when he was doing it. Black Butcher Johnson.
No,
don't know him.
No.
Mick McManus, of course.
Yeah.
Billy Two Rivers, who was an Indian.
I was going to say, was he an Indian?
First Nation, yeah.
Proper guy. That's cool. Yeah, Native American.
Pat Roach, he was in.
Yeah, he was.
Did a bit of acting. Alfreda's Own Pet.
He was in all the Harrison Ford, what are they called? Indiana Jones films, wasn't he? Pat Roach. Yeah, he's in all of them. He was fighting in them, you know. But
my favourite was a guy called Sky High Lee.
I think I've heard of him as well.
He was actually Canadian, and he come in the ring in a buckskin jacket and a Stetson, you know.
Right.
He actually lived in England, and he liked to drink.
Yeah.
He was a favourite of Ian Jury's as well.
Okay, yeah.
Big favourite. And I didn't know this till years later. You know, he said to me, "Oh yeah, Sky High Lee. Yeah, if you went round his house for a laugh, you know, he'd let you play darts in his back." And that's true.
Yeah,
apparently,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, cool.
But he was one of these characters back in the day.
Yeah. This would have been 60s, I'm reckoning. Late 60s.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, late 60s. He was poisoned. A cook poisoned him.
What, for real, like?
For real, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because he liked to drink, you know, and he'd say, okay, look, come round, you know. You give him a drink. He used to drink the drink and eat the glass. It's crazy.
Yeah,
you know?
I see, yeah.
But I thought after I was thinking about, do you know up at, are you familiar with the Heights of Abraham?
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah, I've been on the cable car. It's bloody terrifying.
There's
a
big fascia of rock.
That's it, yeah.
I think they should do like, sort of, what's that place? Yeah, Mount Rushmore type thing.
Yeah.
Cut up the heads of Mick McManus, Jackie Pallow, Adrian Street, Les Kellett, 4 of them, hewn out of rock.
Right. Well, we can.
There's a tribute.
Put a shout out to, if you've got any objections, Ashbourne Town Council.
Yeah. We need to, get them up there.
Get them up there.
Think of the tourist attraction.
That's what I was thinking. Alone. Just the tourism alone.
Yeah, the 4 gigantic 80-foot heads.
However, you are going back a long way with the wrestlers, because for me, it would be the likes of Cyanide Sid Cooper I'd want up there. I'd want Big Daddy.
This is who's going to... It's tough.
It would be, the list would be enormous.
Maybe Kendo Nagasaki could go up there, although he had a mask on his head. You can't really see his face.
No, that's sort of Mexican almost, isn't it? The Mexican
so there is a lot of debate on this. You know, they would be the people I would put up there.
Yeah,
You know,
it's all about age, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm sure there was a chap that used to wrestle when I watched it. And I think his name was Alan Kirby. I'm sure somebody will let us know if it's wrong.
Yeah.
But he was deaf. And the ref would have to sign to him.
Oh, yes.
And he had a big sort of soup strainer brown moustache.
Yeah.
And dead straight, sort of collar length brown hair. But of course, he couldn't hear the bell, so the ref would have to sort of signal, do a particular sign.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, I'm sure his name was Alan Kirby, but he was one of the favourites because he was good as well.
Yeah,
and it was. My friend Felix and me would emulate them as kids did all the time. Yeah. But we'd build a ring in the garden.
It was a big deal. When it was on ITV, it was a big deal.
It was. Ken Walton used to present it in my day.
Yeah.
The Honey Hit Parade fella.
Those guys were superstars back then. I mean, it was big viewing figures, you know.
Yeah.
And I think the story goes that ITV in the end thought it's a bit working class.
Yeah, I think you're right. It was all the old dears in the front row in a community centre, weren't it?
Yeah. So
the sports hall.
That was all. Yeah.
Yeah.
I must tell you sometime I don't know whether we got time about when I was working at the British Road Services.
We've got time for another story. Yeah.
Have you?
Of course we have.
When I worked there during my my break from college, art school, I did a holiday jobs.
Yeah.
And one was at British Road Services in Luton.
Right,
which is like a massive warehouse, and there was 4 things in it. There was rolls of tread air,
carpet underlay. Yeah. Can you say that without saying it twice? Underlay.
Underlay. Christmas crackers,
making them,
bags of fertiliser,
right,
and tyres.
What do you mean tyres? Unloading them,
car tyres,
making them.
Lorries would come in, we'd unload them, put them away.
Oh,
and then another lorry would come, and we'd have to load that up with. And the bloke would. There was a kind of a foreman there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just students on his job, And he had one of those hats with the beal down over his face, like a sergeant major,
like Mr. Mackay.
Yeah. That's just like that.
Yeah.
And he'd shout out, 16 number 2s, and then we'd all run off and roll these tyres, and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway. It was a funny sort of the warehouse was sort of semi-derelict in some ways, and it had part of the floor, the first floor, was knocked out, so it was just jagged brick.
Okay, yeah.
So we'd have to bring things. This was Christmas crackers. We'd go off and get these Christmas crackers in these boxes.
Yeah.
Some of them were the big ones, the one.
Like the sort of showboat ones. Yeah.
We have to go and get these Christmas crackers to the edge of this precipice.
Yes. So,
And a guy who would come from Southend or somewhere would drive up with a furniture van, the big ones, the
big removal lorry thing. Yeah.
And this van would be full. We'd fill it up with all these boxes of Christmas crackers.
Yeah.
Between the floor and the van, there was a conveyor belt.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I can picture this.
40 foot long, maybe.
Oh, Christ.
It was massive. Yeah.
So it could have been in like a farm one, them. Yeah, okay. Yep.
And the guy that used to bring the lorry to get the Christmas crackers was the spitting, I don't know how he ever would be able to walk around the streets. He was the spitting image of Buddy Holly.
Right.
He had the hair and the
glasses.
Yeah.
Guitar around his neck.
Yeah.
Suit on.
Anyway, we're there getting the Christmas crackers. One of the students that I was with, he's having a bit of mischief.
Right, yeah.
So we're getting this Christmas cracker, loading them onto this conveyor belt, and they're all going down.
Yeah.
He starts putting them too quickly, loading it up really quickly, putting them in twos.
Yeah.
Well, of course, Buddy had done the bottom. He ain't happy.
Can't keep up.
Yeah. He's there, and he's trying to stack, because from the end of the conveyor belt to the end of the lorry, it's quite a way.
Of course it is. If it's when it's empty.
And when he gets there, when he comes back there on the floor.
Yeah. Of course.
He's not. Yeah. He's not having it.
No.
So he's getting annoyed, and I said to this guy, I can't remember his name, but I was saying, don't send so many down, He didn't take any notice. He kept shelling it down there,
Yeah.
And Buddy's getting really annoyed by now, and he starts shouting, stop sending them down. Stop sending them down. And he starts whacking them off the bottom of the conveyor belt.
Onto the floor. Onto the floor.
Yeah, punching them.
Yeah.
I said, don't do that. Leave him. Don't. It's stupid to look at him all over the place.
Yeah.
No. Down they go. He keeps shelling them down there.
Yeah.
And in the end, old Buddy Holly, he snaps.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
can't stand it anymore. This is true.
Yeah.
Right.
I can completely see you've painted a complete picture
Buddy
of what's
Holly
going on.
came out the back of the van, leapt onto the bottom of the conveyor that's going down, ran up it. And it took quite a while for
I
him
can
to
imagine.
It's like Usain Bolt going up there.
But slowly getting closer.
And this guy that's been sending the Christmas crackers just standing there watching him.
Because he's got 40 seconds to
It's
really react.
ages, till he gets over there. And by the time he gets to the top, he's gasping. He's gasping with anger. And he jumped off and he slapped He slapped him across the face. And for a second, the nape of his neck was where his mouth should have been. He knocked him over. And he jumped back on the and said, "Be told." And rode him back down again. Oh. So that was the fight. That was the time. Even though he was dead, I met Buddy Holly.
Yeah, you can have that. And what I love is the fact that the very second he'd have jumped on that conveyor belt, he would have regretted it, but had to keep going, had to go through with it.
Yeah.
He probably didn't want to slap the guy when he got on it, but because he was furious now himself as well, he's gone, that guy's going to get
You wouldn't
it.
think it possible. But,
Well, we've all tried running up an escalator, and that's hard enough.
yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I've got tears.
Anyway.
And on that bombshell,
Yeah. I think have we had enough?
we have my lungs. I mean, they're not good.
Okay.
We're gonna have to call it a day. We're gonna have to call time on it.
Yeah. Let's have a cup of tea.
Yeah, let's go and have a cup of tea. Well, thank you all so much for listening to the Cold Water Spout Show. I've been Ben O'Leary,
And I've been Dave O'Leary.
and we've had a lot of fun today. So listen out next time and catch us on YouTube channel, Cold Water Spout Podcast. Look that up. You'll find us on there. And stay safe till next time. Adios.
Adios, amigos.